which I think, by the way, is a mistake to sell because of.
How's it going, everyone? This is Daniel. In this video, we're going to be talking about Tesla stock. We have some new tweets that Elon Musk tweeted that could potentially affect the stock price a little bit. We're also going to go over and look at exactly the short-term and long-term price prediction for Tesla stock. We're going to go over exactly what to expect in the short term and what are some important price levels that we need to be watching out for Tesla stock. We're also going to go over what Jim Cramer believes that selling Tesla stock on the dip is a mistake. So we're going to go over and watch and analyze what he means, and we're going to go over also exactly the recent sells of Elon Musk when he is selling his shares, at what price that he sold, and can that potentially affect the stock price moving forward within the next few days. So I'm going to be covering all this important information in this video coming up. So the massive news, or the massive tweet that happened this past 24 hours is that Elon Musk tweeted about Bernie Sanders. So this is exactly what he said. I keep forgetting that you're still alive, and that basically he is trolling Bernie Sanders, which is currently 80 years old. And he also Bernie Sanders called for the extremely wealthy to pay their fair share of taxes. So we know Elon Musk was trolling a few people here and there in the past, but this was actually a tweet that happened within the last 24 hours. He said, Bernie Sanders said, we must demand that the extreme wealthy pay their fair share, period. And Elon Musk said, I keep forgetting that you're still alive. And he also said, want me to sell more stock, Bernie? Just say the word. So we're going to go over in detail, look at exactly some of the sales that Elon Musk is doing, how many of the shares are left for him to unload on the market. But as you can see, the stock price of Tesla is sitting close to $1,033. When you look at it exactly today on the pre-market, it's slightly going down. It's down $22.44, which is down 2.17%. But when you look at exactly some of his recent sales, you can see he's been unloading massive amount of shares. Specifically on November 12th, he sold more than 1.2 million shares. That is worth more than $1.2 billion, an average price of $1,029.67. And that definitely makes a lot of sense, because when you look at the overall market, we're extremely bullish on Friday. But when you look at Tesla, it's been this the only stock that was very red that day compared to the overall stock market. It was down minus 2.83%, mainly because Elon Musk was basically dumping the majority of his shares, which is 1.2 million shares that he dumped. However, when you add all of the shares that he hold, he only sold a fraction of them. He only sold close to 26 to 30% of the shares that he's supposed to sell. The total amount of shares that's expected for Elon Musk to sell is around 17 million shares. So far, he only sold 30% of that. So we can definitely expect some more price action like this to happen here and there. And of course, the price prediction for the majority of people that know and that use technical analysis is that Tesla stock could potentially fill the gap that happened right around over here at around $914. So this is a massive gap. And if we can continue to go down and down again, Elon Musk slowly sells his shares here and there throughout this month that's going to be coming up, we might potentially be slowly filling the gap right around over here. Of course, a lot of people are anticipating that Tesla stock is going to go down based on what he's tweeting about, and also he still has a lot of shares to sell. But we're going to go over and look at exactly what Jim Cramer believes, that selling the Tesla stock on these kind of dips is actually a bad mistake. Before we go into talk about exactly what he said, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We have more than 94% of people that actually watch the channel are not subscribed. So I really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel, because I post videos related to Tesla stock, and you're able to watch the videos, stay up to date on the new information, because I go over exactly what is expected, what is going to happen, what could potentially happen in the stock price, and I go over important details of what is coming up for Tesla stock. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. I would really appreciate that. But let's go over and watch this video by Jim Cramer explaining exactly why selling the dip on Tesla stock is a big mistake. So let's check out the video.
Demand issue, it's a supply issue.
Okay, so why are people selling it? Which I think, by the way, is a mistake to sell, because what's going to happen is retail We're in a moment.
It's
I talk
up
about
52% in a month.
But,
Maybe?
yeah, but I talked about this last night. There's a couple of stocks, NVIDIA, which is owned by my charitable trustee. These are stocks, NVIDIA being metaverse. We can talk about that later with a really interesting interview
with
Andrew,
Eric Schmidt.
But, Carl, they're these stocks that are, I call them anointed stocks. And the retail investor has decided it really doesn't matter. Like I saw a Tesla last night, white Tesla, looked very nice. Retail investors says, "Ooh, look at that! I've seen 2 Teslas today. Let's go buy some Tesla," or they buy a fractional share of Tesla. And they're not buying fractional shares of other stocks. Retail investors being driven a lot by what we would call ESG. They think that I want to make a statement. I want to buy something that cleans the environment. So the retail investor is very oriented toward morals and ethics. It's very quite different from what we're used to.
That's exactly what Jonas said a few weeks ago, that there is a contributing influence where Tesla is seen by many as the main event akin to a full stack sustainable ETF. That was Morgan Stanley.
Well, look, I think that the only difference would be if you deal with like a plug power would say, listen, we're green hydrogen. Tesla plugs into a system that is not necessarily all green by any means, David. You know that our system in our country is hardly green. And when I was called a hologram by the fight that I had with Musk at dinner, David, was about the notion that if you plug into the regular utility system, I mean, it's a farce to think that therefore the skies are green. It has to be solar. But of course, he's addressed that.
He has. He's addressed a lot of things.
He's addressed a lot.
Tesla's an incredible story. We talk about it a lot because of that. And Musk is probably the most consequential business figure on the planet right now.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Carl, you agree?
I mean,
most consequential person in business today.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
really
it's hard
is.
not because of SpaceX. You know, if it was just Tesla, all right, maybe Bezos still, maybe you could, Zuckerberg and what he's doing. Oh man, that's scary.
But we'll get there.
But because Musk is also got
He's the
SpaceX
driver
and everything else. I mean, we talk about him a lot. You know what?
He deserves it.
This hurts deal, whether they're buying him in retail or there should have been a coup. Honestly, who cares?
Well, look, I mean, Rivian's going to come public, right? Rivian has 100,000 order, or already 100,000 vehicle order from Amazon. Ford Motor owns 1.2 billion, and that's
at a lower valuation.
Right, and that's going to be the big.
We're talking about a $60 billion valuation.
We know that that's probably facetious. It's probably going to be much more than that.
Well, it probably will go up once it prices.
Right,
by the way, the enthusiasm created by Tesla that has spread throughout EV, and obviously is also pushed ahead in part because of ESG, the environment being the first part of that.
Correct.
Is very significant. We watched it happen over these last few years. Rivian in January was a $28 billion private market value, at least in its last round. Now it's coming into being public very soon at 60. By the way, these private market valuations have been incredibly important. They are stratospheric in many ways. There is some question as to how long they will continue, but they have been incredibly helpful to public market investors, a la the hedge funds we talk so often about, because frankly, they have, as usual, not done a particularly good job with their public equity investing, but the marks they've taken on all privates, and by the way, so many of them do privates, are incredibly significant because you can get a multiple like this. Rivian is losing billions of dollars every year.
Well, okay. People have lost billions of dollars buying anything other than Tesla.
Right, but it's a capital-intensive business. You got to spend the money initially, and we'll see whether this becomes a huge player in the EV market for pickups and SUVs.
Well, we know that Ford has a full line of pickups, and Ford, as Jim Farley has said, look, we're going to own that section of the market. People are waiting for Tesla's pickup. But I mean, David's right. What's happened is people want to be EV. Now, what's happened is, let's say you call in the lightning round of Mad Money. You say, look, I like QuantumScape, or I like ChargePoint. I mean, I just say, listen, just go buy Tesla. Just go buy Tesla. You can say buy Enphase Energy if you want to buy solar, which is was my leader of last month. Yeah. But, Carl, I just find that there are people who literally are voting and buying with their dollars, as if somehow if you buy shares in Lucid, it's going to be good for Lucid and the environment. Like, I never bought a stock because it was going to be good for the environment. Now it is front and central. MSCI, S&P, they're all rating it. Soon the SEC is going to rate it. It's not greenwash anymore. It's about what are you doing, carbon footprint. And people want to buy. When I got like GXO came on this, logistic company, says, we're going to be highly rated by MSCI. people care. And I think we have to, older people have to start recognizing that younger people are less interested in EPS and more interested in green hydrogen, hence the move in plug power.
So let me know in the comment section below if you're going to keep buying Tesla stock if it continues to drop over here. And also, I appreciate if you hit the like button. Also, that can definitely help out the channel, and subscribe to the channel. And also, check out the links description box if you want to get free stocks and free Bitcoin, etc. But I catch you guys on another video. Have a wonderful day.